ప్రభువైన యేసు యూదా గోత్రపు సింహము మన ప్రభువైన యేసు లోకం సాతానుని జయించెను యేసు వలె ఈ లోకము జయించి సాయుధము అది మన సంకల్పము ఘనత మహిమయు నిరంతరం మన యేసు స్తోత్రం మహిమయు ప్రభావము నిరంతరం మన యేసుకు చెల్లించే యూదా గోత్రం మన ప్రభువైన యేసు యూదా గోత్రపు సింహం మన ప్రభువైన యేసు క్రీస్తు.
Thank you, Josna and Shara. Now, Dr. Ma'am from Department of History and Tourism. Madam will introduce Swarooparani.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you as our resource person for this webinar on tourism. Ma'am, Dr. Swarooparani is a very well experienced professor. She's been teaching for the past 21 years. Presently, she is a professor in Center for Mahayana Buddhist Studies, Acharya, Nagarjuna University. She has graduated from she has done her post-graduation from Nagarjuna University, MPhil and PhD from the University, and she has qualified her NET exam in 1992. Her areas of research interest include religion, caste, society, Dalit and tribal studies, gender studies, and literature. Because of her vast experience and intellectual pursuits, she has guided successfully 16 PhD holders, and she is the author to many books. She has authored 7 books, 60 articles. They have been published in international and national journals. And being keen to share her knowledge, she has attended more than 100 conferences, 20 international, 82 national, and she has also organized 9 national and 1 international seminars. And she has done a major research project with the sponsorship of UGC on the title Revival of Buddhism and Dalit Identity. So it's a good pleasure, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The theme that we have chosen for this webinar, tourism relating to Buddhist studies in Andhra. I welcome you, ma'am, to please address our participants. Thank you.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible, madam. You are audible. You can share the PPT. Shall I share the PPT?
Friends from Department of History and Tourism, Stella College, Stella College, and participants from the student community and others. A very good afternoon to you all. At the outset, I am thankful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Like homecoming for me because of my association with Department of History and Tourism, and my good friend Sridevi and other friends like Dr. Stella, and others. So I'm very happy to be here as a participant or a speaker of this on this occasion. My topic is Buddhist heritage. Sridevi, did you upload my this thing, no PPT, no? Yeah, shall I? Can I see that? I'm not able to listen.
సెల్ ఫోన్ కొంచెం దగ్గరకు పెట్టుకోండి, వాయిస్ కొంచెం లోగా వినపడుతుంది.
Okay. Is it all right now?
Yeah, it's all right. I will be sharing the PPT. Wait, 1 second. Shall I share? మీరు చేసేయండి, షేర్ చేసేయండి. వీడియో ఆడియో ఆపాలి ఇక్కడ. వెనక్కి వెళ్తే నెమ్మది. స్వరూప మ్యామ్, షేర్ అవుతుందా? కనపడుతుందా? ఇట్లే మీరు డైరెక్ట్ గా నా దీంట్లో చేసేయండి, మెయిల్ నుంచి. స్వరూప వినపడుతుందా? షేర్ అవుతుందా? మీకు కనపడుతుందా?
కనిపించట్లా, నాకు కనిపించట్లా.
ఒక్క సెకండ్.
హలో మేడం, కనబడుతుందా మేడం?
లేదండి, కనిపించట్లేదు నాకు.
మేడం
నేను ఎప్పుడు షేర్ చేసే విధంగా చెప్తాను. నా మెయిల్కి స్టాప్ నేను చెప్తున్నాను. నేను ఇప్పుడు పిల్లలకి చేస్తుంటాను కదా, అలా అయ్యో హియర్ వాళ్ళ ముందు ప్రెజెంటేషన్ మేడంది కాదు, ఇది రెడీగా పెట్టుకొని ఫైనల్ ఇదేరా, ఇది ఓపెన్ చేసి రెడీగా పెట్టి ఈ గో టు హియర్. నేను ఐడి యాక్చువల్గా
Okay. Yeah. I'm able to see that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, na? Yeah. Okay. Very good afternoon to you all again. My topic is Buddhist heritage in Andhra Pradesh. Buddhism has a glorious career in Andhra Pradesh. It is almost 1500 years. Right from the lifetime of the master Buddha to almost 1000 AD. 1000 AD means almost 1500 or 1600 years. So it has got a long career, glorious career and long span of time. And coming to the advent of Buddhism or the introduction of Buddhism to Andhra region, I would like to inform you all. I will speak on in connection with the United States, not separate present Andhra Pradesh. My topic is it deals with both present Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, United Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So coming to the advent of Buddhism or introduction of Buddhism into this place, there are many versions or many stories or many narratives regarding the emergence of Buddhism or advent of Buddhism into Andhra. According to the Buddhist text called Sutta Nipata. Sutta Nipata is one of the books of Dirgha Nikaya, Kuddaka Nikaya. Kuddaka Nikaya is one of the Nikayas of Sutta Pitaka, wherein this Sutta Nipata is a very important one, and Sutta Nipata contains 71 stories, and in which there is a sutta called Pingiya Sutta. Pingiya Sutta. Pingiya Sutta explains about the introduction of Buddhism into Andhra region, that is through the story of a monk or an ascetic called Bavari. There is a person called Bavari in Asaka Janapada. Asaka Janapada is the present Nizamabad, Bodhan, in and around Bodhan. And that region is called Asaka Janapada. Those days of Janapadas, it is Asaka. So this Bavari, being an ascetic, he was maintaining some vihara with a group of people or followers, his followers, disciples. So he came to know that about Buddha and his ideas. Then he was very curious and sent his group of disciples to meet Buddha personally. So that group which visits Buddha was led by a person called Pingiya. Pingiya is the leader of that set of people, disciples, who visited personally the Buddha. So that sutta itself, the sutta which explains this all about this, is called Pingiya Sutta. So Pingiya and his associates or his friends, they personally met with Buddha, and then most of them they remained there only. They got settled down there only. Only Pingiya has come back. He returned home and met with his guru, that is Bavari. So he explains all about Buddha and his theory or his philosophy. Then, according to this Sutta Nipata, Bavari got inspired, or he was very much impressed by the narration of his disciple Pingiya, and he got converted into Buddhism. So according to this text, Sutta Nipata, Bavari is the first person, or the first man who got converted officially or formally into Buddhism. And later, in and around this Bodhan or Bodhanakuti, many people, he has influenced many people to get into Buddhism or to convert into Buddhism. And this is one of the sources or available information to understand the advent of Buddhism into Andhra during the lifetime of Buddha itself, that is 6th century BC. Then coming to the second source, there is a person called Raja Kuberaka. Raja Kuberaka belongs to Bhattiprolu. He is the king of Bhattiprolu. So he belongs to, his period is 4th century BC. 4th century BC means before Ashoka. Usually we feel that, generally we consider that Ashoka is responsible for the spread of Buddhism into Andhra. But before Ashoka also, there are kings, pre-Satavahana kings like Raja Kuberaka, who is responsible for the erection of stupa at Bhattiprolu and the spread of Buddhism into that region. And then another narration is, not narration, historical source is King Ashoka and his inscriptions. King Ashoka is the sole responsibility to erect number of stupas. He is known for erection of stupas all over his dominions. Like Andhra or South India also, except Kerala, almost all South Indian states, present states of South India are under his ruling, means under his dominion. So he through his ambassadors or through his representatives, he has spreaded Buddhism into Andhra Pradesh or United Andhra Pradesh, and he has established or he constructed number of stupas, viharas, chaityas, and propagated Buddhism into the nooks and corners of this place. So, because of the keen interest of King Ashoka, number of Buddhist monuments are came into existence, and also his attitude or his Dhamma policy, his religious policy is also responsible for the widespread of Buddhism in many places, almost all parts of India and particularly Andhra Pradesh. Then other kings after Ashoka, there are many kings like Satavahanas, Ikshvakus, and Vishnukundins. Particularly during the time of Ikshvakus, the rule of Ikshvakus, we know very well that Ikshvaku queens or Ikshvaku royal ladies are very much interested in spreading the Buddhism by giving or by extending the support by donations through land grants and many other ways. They are very keen in spreading Buddhism, while the male persons of the same dynasty, Ikshvakus and Satavahanas, and at contemporary that period, they were male persons were following Vedic rituals, or while they were conducting Vedic sacrifices, but the women members or female members of those dynasties, they were very independent, and they supported for the well-being of the monasteries and well-being of the Buddhist monks in almost all parts of this Andhra Pradesh. So it is worthwhile to understand and to note down. And also after that, Vishnu Kundins also, but still apart from this royal patronage, private people also patronized Buddhism. Like private people means traders and merchants, and the private people like artisan communities also, they gave donations, plenty of donations for the well-being of the monasteries. Artisans like in and around Batiprolu, there are weavers, potters, goldsmiths, ironsmiths. They are all the backbone of the economy of that time. So they gave plenty of donations for this, and not only in Andhra Pradesh but in North India also. During the lifetime of Buddha itself, they are the backbone. Artisan communities or the traders are the backbone for the growth of Buddhism. They have constructed monasteries. And then almost there are 150 sites are identified in Andhra Pradesh, and some of the sites were excavated and some are not yet excavated, and but still every nooks and corners of Andhra Pradesh, in every village, there are some antiquities. We find antiquities relating to Buddhism, and then coming to the visit of Buddha, we have to discuss, we have to debate whether Buddha has visited Andhra or not, because there are some versions like local narratives. According to some narrative, Buddha has visited Andhra, that is particularly the in and around Batiprolu. But he visited Batiprolu, and he has visited several villages in and around Batiprolu, and then according to the another, he visited Batiprolu via Mysolia. Mysolia means present Machilipatnam. So that sea route from Magadha to Mysolia, he visited Batiprolu and met with the people. And there are villages named after his visit, like Buddham. There is a village called Buddham nearby Bapatla. It was named after his visit. So like that, these local narratives give us information that Buddha has visited Batiprolu and the nearby villages. And according to some other source, Buddha has visited Amravati and he has initiated or he has inaugurated that Tantra at Amravati. But according to our historical sources, other sources, formal sources, Tantra was actually, it was evolved, or Vajrayana was evolved during 7th century AD. So it may be wrong, but though these sources, the other sources like visit of Buddha into in and around Batiprolu villages, maybe that was possible, but the second one is we can't rely on that information because of the evolution of Buddhist sects, particularly the third sect, that is Vajrayana sect. It was occurred during 7th century AD. But Buddha's time, when we see Buddha's lifetime, it was 6th century BC. So anyway, Buddha's visit is also an important aspects to be discussed. Then coming to the other aspects of Andhra Buddhism, Andhras, according to our historical sources of Buddhism, Andhras have participated in Second Buddhist Council. We have 4 Buddhist Council in history of Indian Buddhism, wherein the Second Buddhist Council was held in Vaisali, in which that Second Buddhist Council, Buddhism got separated. Buddhism was divided into 2 sects, particularly Theravada and Mahayana. Initially, it was called Mahasangika sect. So the monks are people from Andhra Pradesh or Andhra, in the name of Andhaka sect. Name of their sect is Andhaka. Andhaka sect, they have participated in Second Buddhist Council. And also, our history of Indian Buddhism proves that Mahayana Buddhism, the major second school of Indian Buddhism, Mahayana, it was evolved in this from this place, Andhra. And almost all important Buddhist philosophers like Acharya Nagarjuna, Mahayana philosophers particularly, Acharya Nagarjuna, R.A. Dinnaga, and Bhava Viveka, they are from Andhra. Acharya Nagarjuna, anyway, we know very well. And other philosophers like Aradeva, Dinnaga, and Bhava Viveka, they belong to Andhra. Dinnaga belongs to Guntupalli. Dinnaga is the Buddhist, famous Buddhist logician. He belongs to Guntupalli. And Bhava Viveka is from Mangalagiri. So like that, almost all important Buddhist philosophers belong to Andhra, and they have developed this Mahayana school of Buddhism from this place. And then coming to the society, what is the nature of society? How the society was there during the advent of Buddhism in Andhra. So our ancient history, Andhra history, proves that the people, our historical sources mention the people of Andhra as they are the communities like, they belong to the communities like Sebara, Pulinda, and Mutiba tribes. They are the tribals, basically, Sebara, Pulinda, and Mutiba tribes, Dravidian stock, and they don't have caste system. They were not following caste system, and their society was very simple, and their religion also very simple. They were following simple animistic religion of that time when Buddhism was introduced. Then coming to the Buddhist culture. Buddhist culture is, as we know pretty well, Buddhism is basically the non-Brahmin philosophy or non-Vedic philosophy. And then it is very simple. Buddhist Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist religious philosophy is also very simple to follow and to understand. And also, it is, we know very well, egalitarian philosophy. Egalitarian preaches equality among all human beings, irrespective of caste, creed, and gender. So, basically, Andhra culture during the advent of Buddhism was very simple or in a very primitive form, without having all these establishments, all these institutions like caste, institutions like polity, and all these, they were all in a very fluid state or very flexible state, and a simple form of structures are there, simple structures are there. Society was also very simple, and the people or communities are basically the non-Brahmin or tribals. Sabara, Pulinda, and Mutibas are the tribals, means the Dravidian stock. Later, coming to the other aspects like megalithic burials, the stupas, Buddhist stupas are, construction of Buddhist stupas are the continuity, we can call it a continuity of megalithic burials. Megalithic burials, we have that culture, megalithic burial culture or burial practices during the 1000 BC, in and around 1000 BC, particularly in South India, it is very extensively practiced and very extensive. When comparing with North India, megalithic burial culture was predominant in South India. So, extensive erection of or large scale of erection of the stupas. Buddhist stupas are basically the burials. In the beginning, they are meant for burial. They were originated or they were evolved out of the burial structures. Later, they became the icons, or they became the symbols of worship or places of worship later on. But initially, the stupas are the burial mounds or burials only. So it is basically the continuity of the megalithic burial practices. And then what else in Buddhism? Later on, in course of time after Mahayana, gradually, Tantra was evolved. Tantra was evolved, and Siddhas. There are Siddhas. Siddhas means the intellectuals or the religious mendicants of Tantrayana Buddhism. We call them Siddhas. Those Siddhas, they have developed Ayurvedic medicine or the native medicine, medical practitioners. They are the medical practitioners, and they made experiments for this development of medicine, and also they have experimented in many ways, like alchemy. They have developed alchemy, and they have developed the magic, and that magic which was practiced by them was defamed or otherwise negatively commented by the others as the black magic. It is not black magic actually. They have practiced or they have experimented the alchemy, and also with the available native herbs or these plants, they made or they produced, they manufactured the medicines, and they practiced the Ayurvedic Siddha medicine. So Siddhas are basically the Vajrayana religious mendicants. And then also we have to discuss a very important aspect of Vajrayana phase of Buddhism, that is Vajrayogini. Vajrayogini is basically actually the Buddhist nun. Buddhist nuns are called Vajrayoginis, but gradually Buddhist nuns of the Vajrayoginis, they were branded as the prostitutes, and the opponents of Buddhism, they have branded them as prostitutes, and gradually the Vajrayoginis became the Yoginis. degradation, the course of degradation in the feudal structure or feudal social order. They were degraded or they were branded as prostitutes, and Vajrayogini has become the Jogini. Jogini, we know very well. Jogini is the in the system, feudal village religion. Joginis play the role of religious mendicant actually, but later on, gradually, they were utilized as the objects of sex, and there was sexual exploitation against the Jogini women, and they used to be dedicated to the village goddesses or village deities, like all mother goddesses we know very well, Pochamma, Maisamma, Ellamma, like that, and they are dedicated, and they should not get married, and their life is to be dedicated to the religious religion of that local villages. But still, initially, the origin of Jogini is there from, it is the Vajrayogini. They have been evolved, they have been emerged out of this Vajrayana Buddhism as Vajrayogini, and later on they have been degraded as Yoginis, and their status was also degraded. Ultimately, they became the victims of village social order or village, particularly in the feudal system, and they became the objects of sexual abuse or sexual exploitation. And later on, we need to discuss about the impact of Buddhism on other aspects, other religious aspects of Andhra Pradesh or Andhra society. So here we can discuss the Veerasaiva sect, about the Veerasaiva sect. Even though Saivism or Saiva worship or Shiva worship was there right from the Vedic period, but still during the medieval period, Shiva worship or worship of Lord Shiva has been molded or has been transformed as Veerasaivism, which is aimed at social equality or social egalitarianism. And basically, Veerasaivism has emerged during medieval period in South India, particularly in South India. It is aimed at bringing social equality or egalitarian society. And also they have propagated in the name of religion itself, they have propagated equality among the sexes also. They have propagated gender justice also. And also basically Veerasaivism is a non-Vedic philosophy. It rejects, Veerasaivites reject the dominance or authority of the Vedas, and they reject the domination of the Brahmanism also. So with the influence of the Buddhism, Veerasaiva sect or Veerasaiva sectarianism has been evolved in South India, particularly in Andhra society. They have propagated equality. And also priestly class, with the influence of Buddhism in Andhra society, new priestly class has been emerged. New priestly class means out of these Tantra practices or Vajrayana Tantric practices, a new sect called Pambala, or a new priestly class called Pambala has been emerged. Pambalas are basically the Dalits, present scheduled caste people, but they have practiced, they were the religious mendicants of Tantric Buddhism, and this particular community has been emerged out of this Buddhist practices only, like Dasaris from different lower communities, particularly Dalits and BCs also, backward communities like Adavas and other communities also. Sudra PZ sects also, there is a priestly class called Dasaris. They have been emerged out of Vaishnavism. And Pambalas are emerged out of the Buddhist Tantric practices. And there is another priestly class called Jangama. Jangamas are the saviors actually, they have been emerged from the Veerasaiva sect, Veerasaiva religious pantheism. So from there, with this Buddhist philosophy or egalitarian aspects or egalitarian dimensions of Buddhism, this new sect of or new class of priests have been emerged from the lower sections, lower classes, particularly the Dalits and the BCs, means the scheduled caste and backward classes. These three sects or three groups of priests have been emerged. From Dalits itself, Pambalas, and from Dalits itself, Dasaris and Jangamas. But Dasaris and Jangamas have been also, they are also there among the BC communities also, backward communities also. Then coming to other aspects, Buddhist festivals, fairs and festivals, with the influence of Buddhism or Buddhist culture, lamp festival, we call Deepavali and other, on every auspicious occasion or every auspicious, we have all religions, particularly all religions, including Hinduism, Christianity, and other all religions usually keep lamps on every auspicious occasion. But when we observe, when we study Buddhism, Buddhist practices in Andhra Pradesh, lamp festival is very predominant, very popular, because almost all Buddhist sites, Buddhist places, there are lamp cups. Lamp cups are found during the excavations. Lamp cups are found, and lamp festival, there is an evidence of celebration of lamp festivals in all Buddhist places. And Buddhist place called Amravati, particularly our popular place Amravati, it is called Deepala Dinne. Deepala Dinne, another name is Deepala Dinne. Deepala Dinne means the mound with lamps. So these names like Deepala Dinne and other names are the evidence of keeping the lamps or lamp with lamp cups like Pramida. So those archaeological evidences and historical documental evidences also, we could understand that there is a direct impact, influence of Buddhist practices on present Hindu practices also. So lamp festival is nowadays also all Buddhist countries of South India or Southeast Asia, not only South India, Southeast Asia also, lamp festival is basically, it is considered to be the Buddhist festival actually. Later on, other religions also adopted, not only keeping the lamp, but also celebrating the festival with all lamps. That is basically the Buddhist festival. And also టాన్షూరింగ్ సెరమనీ ఆర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఫేమస్. గుండు కొట్టడం అనేటువంటిది మనకు అందరికీ తెలుసు. అయితే బట్ దట్ టాన్షూరింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఈజ్ బేసికల్లీ ద బుద్ధిస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీస్. ఆల్ బుద్ధిస్ట్ మాంక్స్ యూస్ టు టాన్షూర్ దేర్ హెడ్. దట్ ఈస్ ద main condition, rules among the rules and regulations to be followed by the bhikshus or bhikkhunis, Buddhist monks and nuns. They must tonsure their head, they must shave their head. That is the practice which was observed even today. And also the hills are the Buddhist shrines, usually called as Bodhi Kondalu, Bairagi Dibbalu, Rishi Kondalu. So they are all indirectly this tonsure, practice of tonsuring is seen in the names also. Bodhi Konda, Bairagi Dibba, Rishi Konda, like that. Then worship of Bodhi tree, Ravi Chettun Pujinchadam, or worship of Bodhi tree was also the Buddhist practice, Buddhist custom, tradition. It is still being continued in all parts, particularly in Andhra. This tree worship or worship of Bodhi tree or Ravi Chettu is predominant, which was actually the continuity of Buddhist tradition. Then Purna Kumbha. Purna Kumbha is the pot, giving the pot to the Buddhist shrine. According to our historical documents, inscriptional evidences, there is an evidence of inscription which was issued by a person called Vidika. Vidika is he belongs to the Charmakara community, and Charmakara, he is a Charmakara, and he visited Amravati along with his family. So by that time, he has donated or he has presented that Purna Kumbha, that part, to the Buddhist shrine Amravati. So later on also that part, Amravati part has become the symbol of Andhra Pradesh. పూర్ణ కుంభం అనేటువంటి సింబల్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ కి సింబల్ గా మారటం వెనుక ఆ విధికుడు ఇచ్చినటువంటి కుండ పూర్ణ కుంభం ఏదైతే ఉందో ఒక కానుకగా అమరావతికి ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఇది కారణం. సో ఇన్స్క్రిప్షనల్ సోర్స్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో దట్ ఎవిడెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో దేర్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ పూర్ణ కుంభ ఈజ్ the important symbol of Buddhism, which was recorded in the inscriptions also. Then Nagas and Yakshis. So as per the sculpture, Amravati sculpture and sculpture found at Nagarjuna Konda and other Buddhist places, we can understand, if we observe the sculptures, we can see the sculptures of Muchilinda Naga. Muchilinda Naga, Nagas, other Nagas, Yakshas and Yakshis. So actually, they are in the form of snakes actually, but they are not the original snakes. They are the people. Nagas are the community. Nagas are one of the ethnic groups which have followed Buddha. They are the followers of Buddhism and protectors of Buddhism. So Muchilinda Naga is the Naga king. Actually, he is the Naga king, hails from Mausolia. So on his invitation only, Buddha has been arrived to Andhra, that Battiprolu and Mausolia. So Muchilinda Naga's image with all ఇవన్నీ కూడా పడగల తోటి ఉన్నటువంటి నాగా ఇమేజ్ Muchilinda Naga అంటారు. Also Yakshas usually we used to consider Yakshas as birds or something like that, not human beings, but Yakshas are the human community or a human race which have followed Buddha during the Buddha's lifetime, and they are the protectors, or they are the well-wishers, or they were very keen in protecting the Buddhist shrines. And also among the sculptures, Buddhist sculptures found at Amravati, we have an image called Bharavahaka. Bharavahaka village image is also very important. Bharavahaka means he belongs to the working class. He is the frontline warrior, or he is the representative of the working class who are responsible for the erection of stupas, or who are responsible for the construction or construction of all Buddhist monuments and protection. For the protection also, he is responsible. Bharavahaka is responsible for all this. So Nagas, Yakshas and Bharavahakas, all these images represent the connection or connectivity between Buddhism and the common people like Nagas, Yakshas and the Bharavahaka, working class people. And also coming to the important aspect of Andhra Buddhist heritage, which is the acculturation of Buddhism and transformation of Buddhism into other forms like Buddhist shrines or Buddhist places, Buddhist monuments, particularly stupas, chaityas and viharas. They are transformed as Hindu temples. Our history proves that most of the Hindu temples. Majority of the Hindu temples of Andhra Pradesh are basically, initially, they are the Buddhist shrines. And later on, they were converted or they were transformed as Hindu temples. Say, for example, Aramatirtha. Ramatirtha. Presently, we have Ramatirtha. Ramatirtham was initially Aramatirtham. Later on, it was transformed as Ramatirtham. And then Sankaram. There is a place called Sankaram nearby Anakapalli. But its original name was Sangha Aram. Sangha Aram has become the Sankaram, something like Sankara's place. But initially, it was Sangha Aram. And same place, it has other names like Bodzanna Konda. Bodzanna Konda's original name is Buddhanna Konda. Buddhanna. Buddhanna is transformed. It was transformed as Bodzanna. It is, means it sounds like something connected with Bodzanna, that is Vinayaka, but it is Buddhanna. Then another place, Guntupalli. Guntupalli is locally, it is according to the archaeology department and the signboards of archaeology department, it is Guntupalli only. But the local people of Guntupalli, they call the shrine as, they are calling the shrine as Dharmalingeswara temple. Dharmalingeswara temple, and they are keeping some small Nandi images in front of the Chaitya, rock cut Chaitya at Guntupalli, and worshipping the Nandis and worshipping the Chaitya, something like as Sivalinga. They are considering the Chaitya as Sivalinga, and naming, calling the shrine itself as Dharmalingeswara temple. And also Pancharamas, all present Pancharamas of Saivism, they are all Bauddha Ramas. Arama is still, it is prevailing. But they are presently the places of Saivate worship actually. But initially, during the ancient days, they were all the Buddhist Aramas. Buddhist Aramas are converted, transformed as the Pancharamas or Saivate temples. And then stupas. Stupas of Sankaram. There are a number of stupas, rock-cut stupas at Sankaram. They are presently worshipped as Sivalingas. Like they appear to be Sivalingas, and people also they are calling like considering and dealing with feeling like Sivalingas. So anyway, because even though Buddhism was transformed, it has taken many forms, or many changes have been occurred into the Buddhist culture and Buddhist heritage, but still Buddhist philosophy lives in the Andhra culture directly or indirectly, and we have the continuity of Buddhist traditions, Buddhist practices, and also Buddhist pilgrimage through the Buddhist pilgrimage and tourism, particularly tourism. We can the task of Buddhist tourism can restate. It can restate the essence of Buddhist heritage in the minds of the people. So this is my presentation. There are a few photos at the end of my presentation. There are some photos. Please show. Sridevi. Sridevi.
Yes.
Yeah, please show the photos.
I will scroll down.
You can see the photos. There are some pictures or images of Buddhist places like Guntupalli, Amravati also rare photos of images of Bharavahaka, Muchilinda Naga. This is the Muchilinda Naga from Amravati. Actually, he is the Naga king. He was represented in the form of the snake. Then other one. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Yeah, I'm scrolling.
Next one. It is yakshas. Yakshas, image of yakshas. Then next slide, please. Next one. Next, it is Purna Kumbha, pot Purna Kumbha, which was donated by Vidika at Amravati. Presently, it is the rest of Bangladesh. Next one.
Next, okay.
Next one, it is Bharavahaka. Bharavahaka means the carrier who carries the weight and who is the backbone of the construction of the monument. Yeah, this is rock cut Chaitya at Dipalli, and the ceiling of the Chaitya, this wheel, all spokes of the wheel are there, the top of that. This is marble stone, this Chaitya at Dipalli, another Chaitya limestone. Yeah, people are worshipping this rock-cut Chaitya like Sivalinga. They are offering pujas, Hindu pujas and worships. There are small images of Nandi. Two small bulls are there, images in front of the Chaitya Gruha. Presently, last year, 2 years back, it was broken. Yeah, next one, please. Next one. Yeah, this is tub, Totlakonda, Totti, water tub, which was shaped during the ancient days. It is a Chaitya at Totlakonda. Another one, this is actually dining hall in the Vihara complex of Totlakonda. This is Jagaipeta Stupa at Jagaipeta, which was protected by putting the limestone, these slabs. This is Bhattiprolu Stupa. Then this is Chandavaram, the Stupa complex, the Stupa and Vihara complex at Chandavaram in Prakasam district. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sridevi, and others for the wonderful opportunity given to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Lakshminarayana, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Any queries from the audience regarding the seminar presentation of Swarooparani garu? Any queries? I have one doubt, madam. Can we attribute the proliferation of temples in Andhra, Shaivism, the spread of Shaivism in a very rampant way, and the proliferation of the temples after 7th century to the takeover of Buddhist temple structures by the Hindu religion?
What, Sridevi? I don't
Usually we attribute 7th century as a rise of Shaivism in Andhra, and number of Shaivite temples are there, increase in the number. That proliferation can be attributed to the takeover of Buddhist structures or Buddhist temples.
Yeah,
7th century.
7th century means we can't say exactly the century, so and so century. but gradually it was happened. Most of the historians are serious researchers of Buddhism or Buddhist monuments. They agree that Pancharamas, particularly Pancharamas, are the Aramas, Buddhist Aramas actually. And not only Sikhism, but most of the Hindu temples or Hindu structures are constructed on the same places, same sites of Buddhist importance.
So that process was very slow, not violent.
Not violent. It was slowly. It was occurred. It was happened. Anyway, the places are predominant. Almost appadike avi prominent అయిపోయింది. They were already the places of tourist importance and religious importance. So the same places were converted. Sometimes they are not converted, and the nearby place other Hindu structures are erected. In Amravati, they have the actual stupa was not broken, not this thing. They did not interpret into that, but the temple, Amravati temple, was constructed nearby the stupa place, same town. So it was happened because of the prominence or importance already. It was in the people's mind. So same places are converted into Jains also. In the case of Jains also, same Jain places are become the Buddhist places later on. So if you see Guntupalli was once the place of Jains. Later Buddhists also lived over there. It's a natural phenomenon, I think. Not by using force. Sometimes maybe force also, but it is phenomenal. It was happening.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Our audience are enlightened by your seminar. And if we have any query, please accept us. We will be in touch with you. Any doubts? If we have, we will be.
Yeah, please.
Thank you very much.
There is also my contact number there.
Yeah.
You can have deliberations informally also. Thank you.
Okay, madam. Sir, now I welcome Dr.K.Lakshminarayana, sir. He is the management consultant, advisor for tourism, hospitality, lifestyle, leisure, and entertainment projects, and public-private partnership projects in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana states. He has 16 years of consultancy experience for various projects in tourism and hospitality sector in India and abroad, which includes project feasibility studies and bid process management services, etc. 4 years of experience in marketing, business development, renowned group in hospitality, leisure, recreation, and entertainment sector. 3 years of operations management experience in hospitality sector. 22 years of marketing, business development, contract execution, management experience for various products and services. And Lakshminarayana sir had been the member on the Hospitality Development Promotion Board, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India for 2 years from the February 2013 till February 2015. He is heading the State Tourism Committee of Andhra Pradesh Chambers of Commerce Industry Federation as chairman for the past 3 years. He is the present nominated as Tourism Policy Committee member by the Andhra Pradesh Tourism Authority, Government of Andhra Pradesh. So we are very happy to have your lecture today, and thank you very much, sir. Shall I share your PPT, sir?
After a little bit introduction.
Well, yes, sir.
Am I audible clearly, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
First of all, thank you very much, Sridevi Garu, for giving me this opportunity to present the tourism investment opportunities in Andhra Pradesh to the prospective investors. Initially, I understand that, as per the brief given by you, I think most of the participants are students. but I see a lot of senior members and faculty members and very senior academicians with authority on their subject. Let me appreciate Swarooparani Garu for her very comprehensive presentation on Buddhist sites all over Andhra Pradesh. I suggest everybody to visit whatever is possible to you. Visit these sites. They are right now open, and then all the safety precautions are taken, security precautions are taken. They are open to public, and very interesting sites, and lot of facilities and amenities are arranged by the tourism department. So I advise everybody to visit all these places. Now, before I can start my presentation, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
You want me to operate, or you will operate for me?
Sir, if you want to operate, you can operate from there, sir.
Okay.
If it is convenient for you, you operate, sir. Otherwise,
okay, ma'am. I'll just check if I can do it. Is it visible, ma'am?
yes, it is visible, sir.
Is it clear, or you want me to increase it?
Sir, it is clear, sir.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope most of you are interested in starting something in tourism. Let me understand how many of you are interested in starting looking at the tourism projects. I mean, you have I think, I'll just check whether it is hand raise option is there at the bottom of your presentation. Can you click? I mean, can you see on your monitor? Is it?
Yes, sir, we can see. Yes, sir.
Just to check, I mean, how many are really interested in the tourism projects? I hope everybody is not sleepy. I mean, it's a
no, sir, not at all.
Okay. Fine. I mean, I'll start the presentation. Welcome to the faculty members, students, and the special invitees of Department of Tourism, Stella College, Vijayawada. I have special affinity to Vijayawada because I was also born and brought up here. I studied in Montessori school here, and then I studied in Laila College Intermediate later. I did my post-graduation in Andhra University. This is about me. I'm Chief Consultant and Director, APPFCS Limited, heading the tourism vertical in Andhra Pradesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry Federation. To start with, all of you know, I mean, most of you know, the tourism sector contributes for primarily for the employment, and then it contributes for the social development. Tourism also develops sports development, arts and culture, environmental sustainability, and it develops business, and it contributes for the overall. It contributes for the economic development. Briefly, I mean, I'll quickly finish this because I think we have limited time. Broadly, the number of foreign tourist arrivals in India, this is the latest data available in 2018, is about 1 million. Annual growth rate in this sector is about 5.2%. We stand 25th rank in world tourist arrivals, 13th rank in tourism receipts in the world. Tourism receipts means the income we get out of the tourism sector. 34th rank out of 140 economies in travel and tourism competitiveness. India tourism attracts US billion, 46 billion attracted in 2018, second in the Asia Pacific region. India's travel and tourism generated 43 million jobs in 2018, again second in Asia Pacific region. India's travel and tourism GDP is about US 247 billion. Tourism sector consists of multiple verticals. Basically, there are hotels, airlines, travel and tour companies. Number of approved hotels as per 2018 data, about the star category hotels are about 1,060 in India. Approved hotel rooms are by Ministry of Tourism about 1 lakh. Foreign tourism arrivals are likely to be touch 12 million by 2020, that is now. But of course, because of the COVID, the scenario completely changed. There are about 6,000 travel and tour companies, and the population of these agencies are growing very fast. 1,500 agencies are members of, in the organized sector, members of associations, and recognized agencies are about 1,000. This is latest by 2019. As far as the Andhra Pradesh is concerned, Andhra Pradesh ranks 4th in domestic tourism arrivals. Of course, I mean, that is including our great Balaji temple in Tirupati. Majority of the tourists, they come for Tirupati Darshan. Andhra Pradesh ranks 16th in international tourist arrivals. We have very attractive tourism destination for investments in tourism sector. We have pristine beaches, secret places of worship, lush green forests, spicy cuisine, and then hospitable people primarily. We have some of the exotic places like Konasima, Araku Valley, Borra Caves, Pulikat Lake, Gandikota. State offers very attractive investment opportunities to develop all these places for the investors. The scope of tourism projects in AP, we have a lot of scope in eco-tourism, rural tourism, pilgrim tourism, wellness tourism, adventure tourism because of the lot of hills and all. Beach tourism, we have a longest coast in the country. I mean, that is about 900 kilometers starting from Srikakulam to Nellore. We have two major rivers in the state flowing through the entire state, Krishna and Godavari rivers and their tributaries. We have theme parks, eco-theme parks, a lot of forest areas are there. We can build theme parks, eco-theme parks. We have a lot of rivers and canals where we can develop water sports complexes. Then we have three major national highways passing through the state on which we can build wayside amenities. I mean, you must be well aware of these wayside amenities. The most prominent Vijayawada road and a lot more are there between Vijayawada and Vizag and Vijayawada and Hyderabad and then Vijayawada and Chennai. And then convention facilities, another for the tourism. These are some of the tourism projects where opportunities are there. Family entertainment centers, you can build family centers. This is another major area of investment opportunity. In fact, the government of Andhra Pradesh is planning to all the existing sports stadiums in the state, which are now actually not completely utilized. So you can see an opportunity there. Multi-sports arenas. Then we can have health spas and health clubs. Crafts bazaar, handicrafts in Hyderabad, most famous example. Then we have Shilpakala Vedika at Hyderabad, Shilpakala Vedikas, and then Handicrafts Village, multiplexes with the food courts and things like that, mega shopping malls and things like that. And then we have first-class hotels, heritage hotels, boutique hotels, budget hotels, service apartments, long stay apartments. We have another opportunity of guest houses and paying guest accommodations, motels and dormitories we can build in the smaller towns and then where potential is there, resorts and forest resources in the state. Then we can have a lot of restaurants and eateries in the state, all over the state. The latest trend is food courts and eat streets in every. Let me throw some light on the PPP projects, which are prominently known as public-private partnership projects. These are typically the government. We consultants, we prepare project feasibility reports for these land parcels and then invite expression of interest from the people. They can build a tourism project on that and build, operate, transfer basis. So I will throw some light in the later slides. The advantage of PPP is we can join hands with the world-class technologies to Andhra Pradesh. We can have a tie-up with the overseas tourism companies. Then the combining the Pradesh, government, we can take the land from the government and then we can utilize the incentives and benefits given by the government and the managerial strength of the private sector, because disciplined and more professionalized, and then they are more profit oriented, so they maintain their quality conscious for PPP projects. Then helping the investors for better viability, because we get the land on a concessional lease amount or something like that. The advantages of PPP, the tourism projects, they have a long gestation period. It takes some time, 2-3 years to stabilize and then break even and things like that. So in such cases, the PPP projects will have better advantage. Then government is the encouraging the innovative ideas of the entrepreneurs, private sector entrepreneurs. They'll have more innovative and more unique ideas. So government can projects. And then ensuring better customer care, because you personally take care of your establishment. So definitely there will be a better quality standards, and then creating world-class projects. Especially partnering with your contacts and with your strengths in the sector, you can partner with the specialists. Just to give you some of the examples of PPP projects, you will understand, the landmark projects in combined state, the initial cyber tower, high-tech city, then the high-tech exhibition center at Hyderabad, Center and Novotel Hotel at Hyderabad, the International Airport by GMR Group at Hyderabad, IMAX Theatre at Hyderabad, Novotel 5-star Airport Hotel, grounded on the PPP projects, in the PPP mode. These are some more examples. The Hyatt present earlier in Hyderabad. Eat Street, you must be very familiar with this one on Necklace Road. Eat Street and food court, waterfront restaurant. Then there is a Snow World next to that on the Necklace Road. No, Snow World is at the Tank Band, and then Jalavihar is at the Necklace Road. There is a hotel known as Vespala Hotel at Jubilee Hill. Then some more PPP projects across the state, Senora Beach Resorts in Vizag, Vihar Food Courts in Rishikonda, Mall and Multiplex at Super Bazaar, Visakhapatnam, Hill at Vizag, Ropeway and Kailasa Hill, Bay Park, River Bay Resorts, most popular resorts at Rajahmundry, a short. So these are all some of the examples just to, give you awareness about all these projects. They are already very popular. They have excellent track record. These are some of the mega projects implemented in PPP project, mixed-use residential township, Mangalpuri. These are some of the models of PPP projects. When we are doing the PPP projects, government will position them on a different models. So some of them are build and transfer. You will build and then transfer. There will be a revenue model. Build, lease and transfer. You will build it, lease it for some time. You will operate it and then transfer. Build, develop, finance, build, operate and transfer. These are long tenure models. Like they have a tenure of 33 years. You can develop, finance, build and operate for 33 years and transfer. Build, own and operate, build, own, operate and transfer, build, transfer and operate, contract, operate and transfer, rehabilitate, operate and transfer. These are typical models of if any dilapidated or unused heritage property is there, you can rehabilitate the property, operate it and transfer to government. Transfer tenure of 20 years or 30 years or whatever it is, depending on the model. Then generally the selection of these PPP projects is sometimes it is on a nomination basis. If it is first of its kind in the state or country, if you can bring a new technology from somewhere overseas or abroad, government may invite you to start your project in the state. The second one is we call it Swiss challenge method. So again, first of Andhra Pradesh, you are the original project proponent. You come with an idea. So government will give you a preferential treatment, even though you will get the preferential treatment for the award of the project. Then finally, the typical model is competitive bidding process. When there is a site for a hotel or resort or any other usual project components, normally government calls for expression of interest, then tender document to bid for the project, and then whoever gives the highest revenue to the government, they become the successful bidder. So these are the typical models the government award tourism projects. Then the process is generally, I'll first explain the competitive bidding process, because this is most popular and majority of the projects are implemented under this mode. Because we have large extents of land parcels in the state. So we will prepare the consultants like us, we prepare the feasibility study for those sites. And then we will suggest the suitable project depending on the surroundings and the location. And then the government will, based on our feasibility report, the government will advertise for the expression of interest. Out of all the expression of interest, they will shortlist the qualified bidders with the prior experience and financial strength and things like that. Then the government issue a request for a proposal document, which is actually it gives one is a technical criteria and financial criteria for the bidder to qualify in that. Suppose if the government is offering a 50-room hotel, let's say worth about 50 lakhs. So it says you might have operated at least a 50-room hotel in the last 3 years with an investment of 50 lakhs. So this is the kind of criteria that is what loaded in the request for proposal document. And then if you, on your own, if you don't meet this criteria, you will have an option of associating with somebody who have this criteria. And then you can participate as a consortium member. You can come as a consortium member. Suppose if you have investment capacity, but you don't have prior experience, then you can have a tie-up with the existing hotelier, whether it is Marriott or Taj or any other group, and then come for bidding and bid for this project. Then after the submission of your RFP document, the consultants, we evaluate your criteria. If there are 3-4 participants, we evaluate them and they select the developer, and then they sign the agreement with the successful developer. So under the Swiss challenge method, which is actually earlier it used to be very popular. Nowadays it's not very popular, but basically you come with your own innovative project. So government appoints a consultant to study your project report and then do the due diligence. So we do the due diligence and then suggest to government that yes, this project can go ahead. Then the government will position this project for a challenge. I mean, they call for open bids, and then others also can participate. But since you came with the idea with your technical expertise and then experience and financial strength, that will be taken as a criteria for the qualifying bidder. So those who qualify, if they come forward and then if they submit the bid, you will have the first right of refusal to accept the bid and match the highest bid. So that is called the preferential treatment for the Swiss challenge. But of course, I mean, in this, a lot of projects are awarded, but because of the preferential treatment, there'll be some criticism. So of late, it's not, I mean, government is not encouraging this model. Then as far as the tourism policy is concerned, right now, we have 2015-20 policy, which is actually now closing. In fact, the new draft tourism policy is almost ready. When Sridevi Garu introduced me, I am also one of the member on the tourism policy committee. So the new tourism policy is almost ready, and then in a week or so, the new tourism policy is going to come. Actually, ideally, if I can meet all of you and then explain the new tourism policy a little later, it's ideal. But then anyway, I will explain the current policy and then the proposed some suggestions given to the new tourism policy. In the previous policy, we have a concessional land allotment policy for 33 years. The government land will be given on a 33-year lease basis at the rate of 2% of the basic market value of the land. So now the basic market value is the sub-register value, not actually market value. So you get a land for the tourism projects on a concessional basis at the 2% of basic market value. Then the other incentive given is if your site given to you is a remote location, for laying the road or power and water and sewerage lines, transport and communication, health and security services, there is an amount of incentive will be given for the external infrastructure linkage. So that is one of the point in the tourism policy. Then waiver of when the land, suppose if the land is not commercial land or not tourism land, if it is agricultural land, the land is to be converted to either commercial or tourism purposes. So that conversion charges are waived for the tourism project by the government. So 100% conversion charges are waived. Then we have a 100% waiver for the registration of your lease agreement, or if you are buying a land on your own, suppose if it is your own project and you are buying the land, there is a waiver of 100% of registration charges for the land purchase. Then there is a tax concession, but it is no more valid after the introduction of GST. So in the new tourism policy, we are expecting a concessional GST and then concessional other taxes, if any. So that is the scenario. Now we are waiting for the new policy. It is any time expected now. Then there is a concessional power tariff also. Like generally, all the tourism projects are considered under HT category, which are generally charged for airports and railway stations and bus stations. So that is the concessional charge. But in fact, in the new tourism policy, we are asking industrial category, which is will get some more concessional tariff. Then we are also asking the industry status for all the tourism projects in the new policy, which will give better incentives and better privileges for the projects. This is generally the procedure of government for the selection of the developer, selection of the bidder or investor for implementing the tourism projects. They call for request for proposal. The technical qualification will be evaluated. Then subsequently, their business concept will be evaluated. Then finally, their financial offer, whoever offers the best financial offer, they get the project. The other cost for the operating this cost is, when you are selected, you need to pay a project development fees of 1% of the project cost. Then as per the prevailing tourism policy, the 2% of the basic market value of the land. And then after the commissioning of your project, there will be a revenue share of 3% to the government. This is actually the bidding parameter. 3% of the gross revenue is the bidding parameter. They'll fix up a minimum guaranteed revenue share. So the government will ask you, whoever offers the highest minimum guaranteed revenue share, they get the project. So normally that is the procedure. So under the policy, these are all the projects eligible for tourism incentives and benefits. Hotels, 3-star and above rated all hotels as per the Government of India, Ministry of Government of India. Resorts, including beach resorts, jungle resorts, hill resorts, then heritage hotels. Then other eligible projects are amusement parks, MICE centers. MICE centers are basically convention centers, golf courses, botanical gardens, urban and rural arts. These are typically the handicrafts bazaar, we call. The models like Shilparamam and all. If anybody starts a handicrafts bazaar, they qualify for these benefits. Then tourism and hospitality training institutes. If somebody wants to start training institutes in this sector, they are also eligible for the incentives and benefits. Then the wayside amenities, spiritual and wellness centers, your health spas and yoga centers and things like that. Then the museums like our famous Victoria Museum in Vijayawada, Pandapalli Museum. So these are all some of the eligible projects. So you can plan any of these projects which are eligible under tourism policy. And then in case if you need any guidance, you can approach us. We'll help you out. And then we are expecting a new tourism policy also within 1 week's time. Then let me explain you some very good opportunities right now coming up very shortly. One is the sports complexes. In all the towns of Andhra Pradesh, we are proposing sports complexes, small to big. One model is in a small 3-acre parcel of land in towns like Eluru, Kakinada, Rajahmundry. You can have a multi-sports arena. You can have tennis, shuttle, mini football, and then volleyball, integrated sports centers. So shortly, that opportunity is going to be announced. Once this tourism policy is out, I mean, one by one, all the projects will be announced very shortly. So you can watch. I mean, you can get in touch with us. Then we are also privatizing some of the museums. I hope you might have seen the Bapu Museum in Vijayawada and Kondapalli. Anybody have seen those museums? So, anybody visited Bapu Museum or Kondapalli Museum?
I couldn't get you, sir.
Anybody visited Bapu Museum or Kondapalli Museum in Vijayawada?
Yes, sir, long back I visited.
Okay. Now, I suggest you to visit those places. They are totally renovated. They have advanced technologies. The museum is, I mean, state-of-the-art, first of its kind in India. They incorporated AR and VR technologies, and then you can, with your smartphone, you can scan any of the specimen there, and then the statue will tell you the story on your iPhone or your smartphone, any smartphone.
Students, sir, definitely. Our tourism girls, we'll take them.
You can take them to Bapu Museum, and Kondapalli also you can visit.
Sure, sir.
Fantastic. I mean, now, in fact, we are calling the expression of interest for operating those museums. I'm just telling the opportunities also. So, if you visit, you will understand, I mean, what kind of developments have taken place, and then what are the opportunities are there. Any questions from your side? That is more important. I mean, you have a lot of doubts and questions, and then hesitations.
Audience, any questions?
If you want to start something, I mean, you should feel free to express your views, and then clarify your doubts. Yeah.
When 500 years of Krishnadevaraya's birthday celebrations were going on, our students went to Kondapalli, sir. There they were trained and they acted as guides there. Our college students, tourism students, they were drawn there.
When was
40
this?
students went there.
When was this, ma'am?
Sir, pardon?
When was this?
It was in 2009, long back.
Oh, long back. Okay.
Long back.
Okay.
So they enjoyed, sir. I don't know now whether they have any such opportunities here in these centers. Our tourism girls, those who have done their BA tourism.
Let them visit, ma'am. Actually, take all of them to, I mean, if possible, as an excursion. Now it is beautifully developed, and then you can study and explore what opportunities are there. Now they are going to privatize the operations and management, and then once the private operator comes, they need a lot of people as guides or interpreters and things like that. So you can explore the possibility, and in fact, they are planning to outsource the food court and then the handicrafts stalls and things like that. So if any prospective entrepreneurs are there, they can consider even Bapu Museum. Earlier it was known as Victoria Jubilee Museum. Now it is known as Bapu Museum. That is within the city. You can visit any time. So you can explore all such possibilities, and then once the new policy is out, ma'am, I can come back again and then explain the new policy also. And then most important is actually you should express your doubts.
Yes.
Anybody, any questions from your side?
Tourism girls are in the group. No doubts? Bal Teresa, Bhagya, so many are there.
You should feel free to express your doubts. Otherwise, I mean, you can't really do anything.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, girls, because they're after some time they start getting doubts. Then they will be bombarding us.
I know. Nay, I'll give my, see, you can note down my contact details. I'll just display it once again. So anybody can contact me anytime for any clarifications or doubts. These are my contact coordinates. You can note down my mail ID and phone numbers, and so you can send your mails with your doubts, clever queries if you have.
Yes, girls, you note down the numbers. You just take the screenshot. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very
Thank
much.
your valuable time.
Thank you.
And our girls are enlightened with your seminar, your presentation, sir. Because we have in our textbooks the statistics maybe up to 2015-16, but we could get the statistics of 2018 up to 18-19 also you have presented. Even the present scenario also, latest information our girls have got, because they will be doing on tourism policies and the new policies and vision and mission policies, everything they will be covering, especially for Andhra Pradesh and India also.
You can share my presentation also with them, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
So,
And share with them in their Google class.
Yeah. And then I
Thank
wish
you.
all of you all the very best. And then I request all of you to come forward as a tourism entrepreneur and start something or other. Wishing you all the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'll be sharing the feedback form to the groups. Please don't leave. I will be sharing in the chat box. No, I do one thing. I will share it in the groups. You can fill the feedback form. Thank you everyone for participating. I thank both the speakers and I thank audience and our IT boys, and I thank you management for giving us this opportunity to conduct the webinar, and thank you very much for making this webinar successful. Thank you one and all.